Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So you're probably looking across the market right now, wondering why we're seeing huge pumps right now across stuff like Bitcoin, which is up 10%, XRP, Ethereum, Cardano. We're going to be covering that in today's video, giving you guys my opinion on what exactly is going on here. What does it mean? Is altcoin season literally right around the corner, or are we still, trending lower? Is a pain not done yet? And a project that I think that you should still have your eyes on for potentially leading into this pump, into this narrative that is now, came to attention here today. So as always, if you guys get value out of the content here, if you guys could subscribe to the channel and like the video, your support means a lot. So when we look across the markets, again, some of the top gainers here, the trenders, these aren't low mid caps. These are, top 5 coins here. Literally, we're seeing huge pumps across the board. Stuff, 16% up, 15% up, 11% up. Again, these are coins that are at 5, 10, 20 billion dollars market cap, which is quite insane. Feels like it's been forever, but literally weeks now at this point since we've seen such an aggressive green day like this. Literally when we look at Bitcoin here, it was trending. It got down to about 77K not that long ago, literally a couple days ago. But what actually just recently happened is that on Truth Social, so not on Twitter, again, if you're trying to keep up to date with some of these updates coming out of Donald Trump, you want to be looking at his Truth Social as well. But Truth Social here, Trump put in this morning here at the time of recording this video, so this Sunday, March 2nd, a US crypto reserve. So obviously we've been speculating on a Bitcoin crypto reserve, for some time now, as it has been brought up multiple times by his administration. But now he actually just confirmed it that that crypto reserve is coming, after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, the previous administration before Trump, which was very anti-crypto. Now Trump's administration is very pro-crypto. It is going to be, why his executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes, here's where it gets interesting. Again, we thought for the long time it was just going to be Bitcoin primarily, but he does put in the fact it's going to be including at least XRP, Solana, and Cardano. So he'll make sure that the US is the crypto capital of the world. Now, what's interesting here is, again, XRP, we know how much attack that they were under with the SEC for years now. Now it's being included into this crypto strategic reserve, which also it opens the door to not only being Bitcoin, he follows up by saying, and obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, as other valuable cryptos will be the heart of the reserve, saying he loves Bitcoin and Ethereum, which this is huge. Literally up until this point, it was primarily the Bitcoin strategic reserve. This is now opening the door for other altcoins. Again, we're seeing stuff like XRP, Solana, Ethereum. Maybe we could have speculated on that it wasn't only going to be Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the fact that we're having other altcoins here that aren't Bitcoin and Ethereum, and he still leaves the door open for other ones as well, extending the list of what he's including right here. Now, my theory, we've talked about this a few times now, at this point, is we're going to see maybe primarily US based crypto or altcoins or projects being involved in this reserve potentially. That is my thesis, my theory here, but I'll give you guys an option that you can take a look at here at the end. But now, what does this mean if you look at all the projects that are brought up here? One, I do think that, as long as there's no major negative news this week with stuff like maybe more aggressive tariff announcements or even anything maybe politically or any kind of war talks with Russia or Ukraine, anything like that, as long as it's not, nothing insane like that this week, I do think that this week potentially could continue to the upside, and we can see a lot of pumps across the board. A lot of these, coins continue to run, leading off the coattails of this announcement, because this is a huge announcement that we've been literally waiting for since the election, since November of 24. So the fact that he is confirming it now, and this is really the bullish announcement that a lot of people thought was never going to come. Obviously, we look across the markets here. I've been letting you guys know throughout the time period over the last week, couple weeks here, that my opinion was that that was not the time to sell, because you never know when an announcement like this is going to come through the door, which is why if you were following me on the channel, you guys know my opinion was, my belief and my conviction level is that this announcement was going to be coming through the door still, promises made, promises kept, and also the fact that when you look across it, we were extremely oversold. So this is why you do have those conviction, in some of your favorite altcoins, because these announcements like today come out of nowhere. Now let's take a look at how this is impacting the overall market. At least solidified by the coins that are confirmed to be in this reserve. When we look at Bitcoin, an aggressive move here just on the 1 day alone, up 10% here. Again, we see that it got down to literally less than a week ago now, beneath 80K. And it was kind of, trading sideways, still kind of shaking a lot of people out, making a lot of people nervous here. But after this announcement here, it literally shot up from 85K all the way up to where it is now, almost 95K here. So that's like a 10 grand move, 10% on Bitcoin. That's insane here. But again, that's the effect of an announcement like that. And this really is a staple announcement that you really should have on your radar, because I think a lot of people are, one, going to be sidelined if you aren't already, because maybe you were selling during the heavy red days here recently, which again, not financial advice, but it was something I was advising against, because this was a potential catalyst that could be happening. And now we're seeing it potentially unfold in front of our eyes here. But we look at Bitcoin, 95K here. Again, my belief is that as long as this week there isn't any major updates as far as like tariffs, I'm trying to think about things that could negatively affect the market, stuff like tariffs, which we've seen in the past, maybe war talks, over in Europe. Those are some that come to mind here, but as long as nothing like that really stays, I do potentially think Bitcoin could break 100K this week, maybe early this week when the markets do open up Monday, tomorrow, or today by the time you're watching this video, which would be insane, which again, huge rally up, and I think a lot of people are going to be sidelined here. Hopefully you took advantage of those red days we just went through. Now, this isn't confirmed. Obviously, this could just be a short-term price action. We could go back down. Everything is still on the table, so it's still a 50-50 shot here. Just realize that, so just be aware of it. But when we take a look at Bitcoin, it's reacting well. We look at Ethereum, literally jumping from almost 2,100 up to 2,500 here. Would not be surprised if Bitcoin breaks 100K and Ethereum kind of crosses over that 3K by the end of this week. Again, if it stays a up momentum week for the markets, I wouldn't be shocked to see that aggressive move on Ethereum side. We look at XRP here, again, just massive for the position that it's in right now, up 35%. Solana up 24%, 25%. Much needed, as Solana, I think, above most of them, was getting just hammered here recently. Cardano up 70%, and it is still climbing, still moving to the upside. Just crazy when you're looking at something at a $40 billion market cap. Now, where would I be looking? Obviously, Avalanche was not listed, and this is not, confirmed. The Avalanche could be part of this, crypto reserve here. Not saying that it's guaranteed, but, if we're going off the idea of maybe this reserve is going to, prioritize, leading altcoins, that are US based. Avalanche is actually based, I believe, in New York, in the USA. So Avalanche kind of could be a potential contender to be a part of this reserve as well, which I think would be insane. Now, that's a huge speculation, obviously, but you guys know that I'm a big fan of Avalanche, extremely bullish on the Avalanche ecosystem. And I do think if we saw something potentially, if we're looking at US based projects, US based crypto teams, when we look at Avalanche coming out of New York, I believe, again, if they were somehow, going to be a part of this reserve, I think we would see the Avalanche ecosystem fully explode. Now, again, that is my one speculative, bet here that I'm willing to make. Either way, whether it's a part of this reserve or not, I still remain bullish on Avalanche, but I want that to be on your guys' radar as maybe a potential long shot, contender for being a part of it. If we're looking at, again, US-based teams here, I think Avalanche is one that you should have your eyes on. But either way, all these projects, in their own ways, they do make a lot of sense. We know that Cardano, has had a lot of, Charles had a lot of talks with, the US in the past as far as being an advisor. Solana is where, obviously, the Trump meme coins were launched out of. XRP, maybe just because of, there is utility there, but also just being finally let off, the jaws of the SEC. Then obviously there's no denying Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's going to be interesting to see what other, cryptocurrencies or altcoins he's talking about. But either way, this is huge. This is the announcement that we were waiting for the longest time. So either way, I want you guys to be aware of that in case you looked at your portfolio, you loaded up today, you're seeing everything is massively up, because it's not just those altcoins. Obviously, we're seeing essentially the whole market get a huge relief bounce right now, because again, with or without this announcement, I do think we were getting into heavily oversold territory here. We're seeing something like virtuals up 15%, just as an example here as well. But either way, guys, let me know what you guys think about this announcement here from Donald Trump on his Truth Social. What would you be guessing as other potential altcoins to be a part of this crypto reserve? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you guys were sidelined. Hopefully, you were taking action in some of those severe dips. And as far as if you were too late, did you miss the early entries? Even though we are seeing a lot of projects that are up 10, 20, 30% today, when you zoom out and take a look, a lot of projects, even after today's pump, is still down heavily from the pre-election. A lot of them are at the prices, that they were at before, the election pump, early December, late November. So a lot of these projects, even though they're getting a relief bounce today, you're still early on them. You're still getting them before the December pump. So either way, just do your own research. Obviously, not financial advice, but I do think that we have strong potential here to finally be back on the upside trend for the overall market again, but just has these, this positive news announcement came out of nowhere, a negative announcement come out the same way. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully, you guys got value out of it. Hopefully, you guys are ready for what potentially could be coming next. If you guys did get value out of the video, if you guys could like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.